We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio. It's the IE's home for sports. KPWK AM 1350, Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
But we do have a caller calling in on the ThinkWise Celebrity Be Heard hotline. Calling in. Caller, please introduce yourself to the Fox Sports Radio audience.
Good morning, everybody. It's going to be Sergeant John Gutierrez with the San Bernardino City School Police Department. How are you?
Fantastic.
No, wait a minute. He is the IE hero. Let's put respect on it. He is the IE hero, the very first.
The first one.
The very first. And he was the ThinkWise IE hero. Is that ThinkWise that has a new branch in Rialto at the Renaissance?
That one right there.
And they're in San Bernardino? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, indeed.
Make sure you go to thinkwisecu.org. Keep going.
Sir, how you doing on this fantastic Saturday morning? Thank you so much for calling in. But how's everything going out there?
Oh, I'm blessed this morning. I'm grateful to be out here, and everything is going well for a Saturday morning. And like you said, ThinkWise Credit Union do have a new branch in Rialto, which is really good. It's a new branch, and I would encourage everyone to go by there and take a look.
Oh man, look at it. I mean, you might be getting a check in the mail real soon, sir.
Not only does he protect your safety, he also protects your money. No, ThinkWise is the best financial institute out there.
Sergeant Gutierrez, and I'm hoping Gutierrez, excuse me. Now, it was interesting because I want to get in because, you know, when we posted your picture up there and we let the folks know in the community that you were the very first nominated IE hero, got a lot of people that were going, you know, they knew you, they talked about how good you were in the community. Give our audience a little snapshot of what it is you do on a day-to-day basis and kind of what your job is.
Well, what I do on a day-to-day basis, and thank you for those folks who I did get a lot of inquiries from everyone that liked it, that pay attention and listen to the station. So that's great as well. But what I do on a day-to-day basis is pretty much manage the day-to-day operations of the police department. By that, we go out and we provide police services to our districts here in the IE. But most importantly, I think what we do, probably better than anything else, is we go out there and we try to inspire our youth and inspire folks in our community through our badge and use our badge to just be a symbol of hope, so to speak. And we do that by engaging with so many folks across the district and across the IE. Sometimes just taking the opportunity to just listen to what they have to say.
Right.
A lot of times we be a good listener to hear what their challenges are so that we could better serve the community.
There it is right there. And again, which is why one of the reasons why we do what we're doing here. I know one of my mentors is a retired lieutenant, and sometimes we don't get a chance to look at all of the great things that you guys do. I know sometimes, unfortunately, the media kind of focuses on certain areas, but just talk to us about your work and what inspires you to go out there and put on that badge every day and to go out there and do the great things that you're doing.
Well, what inspires me is the opportunity to go out there and make change and to be the hope and to understand that we have so many folks in our community, so many youth who are dealing with so many different challenges, whether it's a mental illness, whether it's substance abuse, whether it's just a one-parent home. And they look for that guidance from someone that can pretty much guide them and give them some good advice, who can expose them to some different things that will allow them to change their life or just spring forward in a way that symbolizes hope for a better tomorrow. And so, it's hard, but there's a lot of parents out there who are single parents, and a lot of times I find that our youth, your parents could tell you one thing, but then, you turn a deaf ear, but as soon as someone from the outside tell you, then you're willing to listen.
Absolutely.
So just being able to do that and help be a force multiplier, so to speak, for parents, all within hope of making a better community for a better tomorrow.
And, I know exactly what you mean because I coached my son for years, and when he played football, everything I told him, he asked his coach, and his coach told him exactly what I said. So I know what you mean. So once again, we're excited. We have Sergeant Gutierrez from the San Bernardino City School District Police Department. We're so excited. ThinkWise Credit Union first IE hero. Now, one thing, when we had a chance to spend time with you and we got a chance to talk, and it seemed like we were together for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but I mean, we were together for a little while. So I appreciate you coming out to Fontana to meet with me and talk with me. But one thing that I learned about you is you are a man of faith and you're a proud father. And just tell us what kind of role model are you trying to be for your own family, and what makes you want to go out and do what you do? Because as I told you, my stepfather was a cop, took me from a great town called Compton, moved us to Downey, and changed my life. But what are you trying to be as a role model for your own household? Father of 3, girl dad.
Well, I'm trying to model the way forward. I think that it's important that our kids today actually see what we're doing. A lot of times in years past, maybe for various different reasons, they didn't really get to see what we do, or they don't really get to understand why we're away from home. But to be able to see what we do and model the way forward and be that great example, we have to set the example that we want our kids to follow.
Right.
If we don't set the example, then society will, and we can see what happens when society sets the wrong examples. So I want to be a beacon of hope for them as well. I want to be that person that sets the example. And model the way forward.
And one thing about you that I like, and you kind of gave me clarity about it, as I tell you, my stepfather worked for the rail line. He was with Union Pacific and before they were Southern Pacific. And one thing that's unique, and one thing when you were nominated and we saw you, and I saw you have a huge presence on social media, you're always out in the community, you're always positive, you're always doing something. But policing is a little bit different when you're the school police, because you're directly dealing with kids, not only kids, but you're out in San Bernardino, so you're dealing with kids of color. And just talk to me a little bit about that. Why is it so important for you to remain positive when you're out there dealing with the kids in San Bernardino?
Well, that's a great question, and you're right. The average police officer will see more in 6 months than the average person will see in a lifetime.
Right.
When you're dealing with kids from broken homes and kids who've been sexually abused and child abuse, victims of child abuse and human trafficking, it's our obligation, it's our right, our duty rather, our godly duty to get out there and to really put all your energy into trying to make it better for them. I mean, you would have to walk a mile in the shoes in order to really grasp it. But you're right. There are so many kids out there, and I think where I get my strength from is I know you honed in on my Christianity piece of it, and that's true. I do believe in God, and I believe that He gives me the ability to go out here and do it. So I give all praise and honor to Him, because without Him, I'm absolutely nothing, and I could do absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
But yes, the presence on social media is just to be a positive voice, so that they could see that there's someone positive to follow. There's so many folks who are on social media who are luring kids into these, and not just kids, adults, but luring them into these areas of
destructive lifestyles.
Yeah, absolutely. And so if I could get them to cling on to something and follow someone of substance, and I'm not saying I am, there are many people out there who are, but certainly we are outnumbered when you take a look at those who are out there with mischievous mindsets who are actually trying to recruit kids into human trafficking and things like that.
Again,
Absolutely.
Sergeant, we just want to say we thank you for your diligent work. We were exceptional. We thank ThinkWise for really championing this effort. And we appreciate just the honor.
Wouldn't be possible without ThinkWise. CreditUnion.org.
Can't do it without
Gotta put
them.
that in there.
Exactly. My man, Coach B's on his jail. But no. But again, thank you so much. Keep up the good work out there, sir. And again, anytime you need a platform, you want to go out there and let folks know what's going on, you have a platform right here with us on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350.
And that is the best radio station when it comes to sports news and community work, as well as ThinkWise Credit Union. Thank them as well for the hard work that they're doing.
But before you go, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Chief Paulinino. We want to thank him for allowing this to happen and for the honor. So it's great. We appreciate it. And we in the Inland Empire are so fortunate to have you come out here, because I know you were promoted to sergeant when you made the trip out to the Inland Empire. You're from the LA area. So we appreciate you. We thank you. And also, when the missus and I we've been married 20 years, when we finally go on our honeymoon, we're going to Belize. Because after you and I talk, I said I got to get to Belize.
Well, because I've already been out there once. I went out to the Mayan temple right there on the border of Guatemala and Belize. Man, had a great time, man. So.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful out there. We got to get Chief Polino on the show, and he'll probably go to Belize with you.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Well, thanks so
there.
much for calling in. Sergeant Gutierrez from the San Bernardino City Police Department. He is your first #IE Heroes. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
But we ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and do this. So thank you so much. I mean, that was great stuff. That was the ThinkWise Celebrity Hotline called in by the IE #IE Hero, the first one ever on the ThinkWise Credit Union Celebrity Hotline on IE Sportsnet. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's do this. You are listening. Thank you for listening to IE Sportsnet with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports Radio, AM 1350.
You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
And Eternal, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.